So I was thinking and I came up with a brilliant idea. We should call this FaceTime when we're shooting the zombie in the face. But isn't that a iPhone name? Are they gonna sue me? Who cares? Let's call it FaceTime. FaceTime!
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at HeineTwin. Also, please drop a big like on this video and remember to subscribe if you're new to the channel. So welcome back guys for part 2 of our discussion on gear. And boy, do I have a lot of information for you this week. A lot of juicy stuff. So let's dig in. The principles on gear that I'm going to be speaking about in this video can and should be used across all 3 boss modes: zombie, robots, and aliens. So one common mistake that new players make with boss mode is that they use the regular setup that you use for, let's say, a zombie event, and thinking that the gear is going to help you. The gear could help you in terms of damage reduction, but it does not help you in terms of gaining points or damage towards the boss. So it has nothing to do with the boss. So for example, this setup would be totally inappropriate for zombie boss, robot boss, or alien boss. You will actually be hurting yourself. So I've switched over my gear to one of the 3 modes that I will be talking about in this video. And if you look at it, it has no zombie gear. Now all the gear that I have on right now are pretty much all damage reduction gear. So DRG for the abbreviation. Damage reduction gear. So I'm gonna go to the main page right now. So if you look at gear, it shows 0, and you'd be like, well, Lee, it's not helping. I thought you said the zombie doesn't help you. Yeah, the zombie might, when you put on all that zombie or robots or whatever even it is, you put on the gear, it might say 62 to 100, and you're thinking it's better off, but no, it's not. And I'm going to explain. So by me putting on all the damage reduction gear, what this does, it means you could do more damage to the boss by holding off a certain zombie. So what do you mean? What do I mean by holding off a certain zombie? So by using damage reduction gear, you could hold off zombies. And I'm going to show you. So let's kill these zombies here. I'm going to keep that spitter alive, and I'm just going to keep helping the zombie. Now you can't do this on every single map. Some maps allow you to do it, some don't. This is one of the maps that allow you to hold a zombie. In this case, it's just keeping that spitter alive. And so the damage reduction gear is going to keep me alive much longer than if I had on zombie gear. So let's see how long I'll last. A lot of time, if you get an episode like this, you want to go for a headshot, but it's a shotgun, so it fires pebbles wild, so it's a little bit more difficult. I'll probably get one more round out of this guy before I have to kill the zombie. Okay, so let's move on downstairs. See if we can hold him again. And what does this do? This keeps the boss from running away too quickly. So you could maximize all the time. See, I only have like 27 seconds left, and he's not even close to going to where he's supposed to escape to. So you could keep the boss there, keep shooting him, keep shooting. I got 2 spitters. I should have taken out one of the spitters. But that's what I was talking about. That's what the damage reduction gear does. That's right here is just all damage reduction gear. My highest level. Brain bucket, damage reduction 13%. The beard, 6%. It could go up to 20%, but your stats have to be higher. I mean, like your gear card has to be at like 11 or 12 for it to be at 20%. I'm sorry. Mine is at 6%. The Judgment Vest is one of my highest vests, so I chose that one. It gives me 6% damage reduction. The Christmas suit gives me 9% enemy damage reduction. Judgment limbs give me 12%. So I'm pretty well covered, and that's what the DRG does. That's my term. That's not the game's term. DRG, damage reduction gear. All right, so let's move on. Category is what I call WAG. That's the abbreviation. Weapons aided gear. That's right. Weapons aided gear. WAG. And I want you to really look at it. Remember, this is boss mode. But look at the gear. So I have on the Predator helmet, which is a PvP helmet, but it's my highest MG, because I'm going to be doing MG in this one. This is my highest MG damage. So with this gear setup, you want to pick all your best gear for the whatever weapon you're going to be using against the boss. In my case, I'm going to be using the MG. So my highest helmet is 4%. My face mask is the Judgment mask. It gives me 10% damage. My highest vest is the AX7 TAC vest, which gives me 9% MG damage. My suit is the Special Hop suit, 4%. And my pad is the RMAX pads, which is 4%. So in this setup, WAG, you just want to pretty much pick weapon aided gear. You're not worried about reduction. And normally I use this setup in two ways. First would be, let's say I found a map where I can't hold a zombie, and yet the boss just keeps running. So I want to do as much damage. There's no way I could hold off. There's no way the zombies are going to be held off to hold the boss in one position. So I just want to get in as much damage as I can before he escapes. And then the second situation is during Frenzy. Frenzy is only for 15 minutes. So I normally go all in, put on my best weapon gear. So I want to show you something interesting. So now remember, with damage reduction gear was at 0. So now my damage is at 342. So you might think, oh, so why don't you just always use this mode instead of damage reduction gear? Well, damage reduction gear is much better when you could hold off a zombie. You could still do more damage over the course of the mission than using weapon aided gear. Because if you use weapon aided gear, you're expecting the boss to escape pretty early, so you won't maximize all the seconds or minutes, whatever. So let's go in here before they kill this boss, and let's show you, because this boss, there's no way to really hold him. So let's look. And you could see how much damage I'm doing. Almost 8,000 per round in his face. And if you compared it to like the video, I'm sorry, at the start of this video, where I was playing this very same mission, the same boss, you could see that he was, see, they killed me pretty quickly. So that's the downside of just using weapon aided gear. You won't be able to hold off the zombies very easily. So we're going to move it to the third part, which is actually my favorite setup. And so what you could see here in this still photo here is pretty much how much damage I get per shot when I'm using DRG, damage reduction gear. So I just wanted to kind of show you the difference with weapon aided gear and damage aided gear. So you can see the difference. See that? Even the minor blows, last one was 2-2 and this one is 2-8. So if you keep repeating that, then it adds up. But it doesn't mean that weapon aided gear is much better than damage reduction gear. Because like I said, both are effective in different ways. It just depends on how you want to play as a player and what you're trying to do. So the third and final setup, which is actually my favorite, is what I call combination. It's a combination of damage reduction gear and weapon aided gear. And the reason why I like this is because it strikes a balance. I could hold off the zombie for a while, not as long as having full damage reduction gear, but I could hold it off for a while. But yet still it doesn't give me as much weapon aided damage, but it gives me enough. So I'm in the middle and I really like this one. So normally I try to strike a balance of combination. So let's look at it. So I put on the brain bucket, which gives me the damage reduction. Then I put on my best mask, which gives me I think 9% shotgun damage. And then I have the turkey vest, which is cool because it gives me shotgun damage at 4% and enemy damage reduction at 2%. So it helps with the combination. My suit is the turkey suit, which is pretty much the same as the vest. Gives me 3% shotgun damage and 3% enemy reduction damage, I'm sorry. Then the pad is the AX7, which also gives me enemy damage reduction and shotgun damage. So it's a combination. It's right in the middle. So now let's look at the main page and see what it does. See, it gives me 684. So it's not as much damage as I could get if I was using weapon aided gear, and it's not as much damage reduction I would get in terms of protection from the zombie in holding them off. So let's see how this one works out. Again, get rid of these two zombies. Gonna try and keep this guy alive. I'm trying to go for headshots this time. Yes, that's better just to keep it like this. Keep smacking him. So I got in one full clip right there. Should be able to get in 2 or 3 easily, I'm hoping. But again, you see, I think it was weapon aided gear, it was 285 was the damage for each round. And then damage reduction was like 2-2. See, this one is 2-6. See, you're right in the middle. So I think I gotta kill that zombie now. I'm gonna wait till I get closer to the... Okay, alright, last bullet. See how this one works out? See, still managed to hold off the zombie while getting some waxing at the boss. Get rid of you. He's got 40 seconds left, a lot of time. I want to keep him here. I'm not gonna fall for that trick again, sorry. Go on both of you. So I'm hoping to hold him here and not let him get away. Which, oh man, so I still died. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. I hope this video was helpful in helping you with the raid boss events. That's how I approach raid events, and those are the three categories I normally break down everything in. If you like this video, remember, just drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm gonna drop more videos like this next week. Saturday again, I'll drop the next gear video, possibly arena or campaign. I'm gonna leave it open. Not gonna give